Hi guys, it's Tracy and I am back with a new video, and today I'm going to be ranking all of my ColourPop palettes. I don't know who started this, but I've seen everybody doing it, and first I was like, but then I started looking at all my ColourPop palettes and I was thinking, wow, I haven't used this one in a while. Wow, I love this one so much. So then I thought, you know what? I need to make one of those videos, and that way I can pull all of them out and look at the ones I haven't used for a while and give them some love. So we're going to be ranking, I believe I have 20 ColourPop palettes. So we're going to rank all of those, break it down, and show you what my thoughts are. And if you're wondering, today on my eyes, I have the Violet Voss Essentials palette. This is the one that came in my Boxy Luxe this month, and I've really been enjoying it. I've used I think every color except for the black, but other than that I've used all the colors so far, and they all are really nice. They blend out really nice. The shimmers perform better on a brush with, you know, some Fix Plus or setting spray or water, so that's what I tend to do with the shimmers on that. But other than that, it's a beautiful palette. And then on my lips today, I caved and I broke my no-buy, my lipstick no-buy. I'm not on a no-buy, just a lipstick no-buy. And I did it on the day that they had the Dose of Colors lipsticks half price for the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. And I've been wanting this shade for years now, and I was like, you know what, it's half price, I'm buying it. And it is the Dose of Colors, and it's in the shade Stone. And it's like almost my lips but better color. It just matches, and I feel like it would go with like any look you do. The one that I got in my BoxyCharm, the Stila one, I tried it out and it just looks like I have concealer all over my lips. So I need to figure out a way I can make that work. If not, I'll have to pass it on to my daughter. If you know of any ways that you can make it look like it's not as light as it is, let me know, because I could use the help. Okay. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. And if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and maybe I will dig deeper into my collection and pull out some more stuff to rank. So I think we'll start with number 20. And that is going to be the Kathleenlights Zodiac palette. I've used this, and I used it quite a bit when I first got it, but the color story, once I got it, it was kind of just like, what do I do with this? So this is like, I mean, I can make like a really nice neutral look. You know, you have all these neutrals and everything, and then you've got these fun pops. So you can, you know, I mean, it works. But for some reason, I'm just not like that attracted to it, I guess you would say. But the shades and the, you know, the formula, everything is ColourPop. So it's a beautiful palette, but somebody had to be last in line, and I'm sorry, it had to be the Zodiac. Then next up, number 19 would be the My Little Pony palette. And this one I ended up getting in BoxyCharm, and I was really happy to get it because this was the one of the ones I saw going around in the boxes that I didn't have. And I was so happy when I got it because I was like, yes, one that I didn't have. And this one has some beautiful colors in it. I love these duochromes here. I know this white one for sure, or maybe it's the blue, I don't know. But they're just really smooth, really pretty. This purple here, my favorite color of life. They're really pretty. This one's like an iridescent kind of shifts, and you know, really pretty colors. Not a whole lot as far as transition-y type shades, like this one's about the only one, but I've used it and I have enjoyed it, so that's why it's still in my collection. So my ColourPop one comes in at number 19. So the next one up here is the ColourPop Element of Surprise. Duh, ColourPop. This is a ColourPop video, Tracy. Hello. And you can see I have used this, and it has been well loved. I really do enjoy this one. It's just one that, like, I store my palettes in my closet inside drawers, and it's just one that's been, you know, in the closet hiding. So I decided, you know, I need to use it, and you can tell this purple here, purple, you know, that's my color, is really pretty. These, the shimmers in here, they seem different from the other ones because if you see them, they look like they're kind of chunky. So I don't know if that was just this palette, but I have enjoyed that one as well. Nice colors in it. Then next up on our list, we would have the Villains and the Misunderstood palette. Now don't get me wrong, I love this. I love all the shades in here. And what I really like to do with this one is to use this with another palette because it is so shimmer heavy. So if you want like a transition, you really only have that one choice there. Or if you're really light, you could use that. But other than that, most of these are shimmer shades. I think we have 4 true mattes, and I think this black one has some glitter in it. But I love all of the shimmer shades. They're all, you know, really beautiful. Standard ColourPop, you know, one swipe and you know you're good. So, I mean, I love all these palettes, but when you have to sit there and think, okay, which one, how do I rank these, how do I do this? So that's just the way it came out. Next up, we have the Sweet Nothings palette. Now this one was an Ulta exclusive, I think last year, and that is what it looks like. And I haven't really got a whole lot of use out of this one for whatever reason, because if you're a makeup lover, like, you know, products come and go in your collection, and if you have a lot, like, you just don't use them. So I need to start using this one and get some more love to that one. Now that I'm looking at this greeny kind of gold here, I'm like, oh, I need to bring that out and use that. So yeah. And then next up on our list here would be the Sweet Nothings Companion, which is the Rendezvous palette. And this was the same thing, you know, I got it and, you know, used it a few times and then put it away and haven't really thought about it. And that's how a lot of my products in my collection are. I've just, you know, forgot about them. But really pretty, this turquoise, really, really pretty. So that is the next one on my list, is the Blue Moon palette. I love this. It's such a pretty palette. You guys have all seen it. It's got some beautiful shades in it. And when I first got it, I was using it quite a bit and I was making some really kind of bold looks with it. And I really liked it, and like, I didn't care if, I think one of the days I did a really, really pretty look and my daughter was like, Mom, like, you know what, like, Mom. And I was like, what? And she's like, that blue is not your color. So then I was like, well, maybe it's not my color, I guess, you know. And then I think that was the day her best friend came over, and her best friend is into makeup and she works for Stila, and now she works for Ofra. And every time she comes over and I have some crazy eye look going on, she's like, oh, I love your makeup, Mom. And I'm like, and I look at my daughter, someone appreciates me. So that was the next one. Next one up here is one that, like, I don't think a lot of people, I really didn't hear anyone talk about this. And this is one of their little mini palettes. And this was called the Pretty Much palette. And it's a purple. So I love it. I love the colors, but it's another one that just kind of got lost, you know, it's small. So I need to put this where I can look and remember that I have it, but it's really a nice palette, and it's good for travel. Like, if you know that you're gonna wear these colors because you are kind of pigeonholed, you're gonna get like a pinky purple look if you bring this, but it is a nice little small one that you could even pop it in your purse. So next up here we have the Perception palette, and this is with collaboration with Shayla. And there that is. And again, you know, it's a beautiful palette, and I used it a lot when I first got it, and then I just, you know, kind of forgot about it. And this looks like a dupe for the shade Sponsored in the Jackie Aina palette. I've been trying to swatch and find some dupes because my friend Lori, she's like, I wish I could just buy that in a single. And I started thinking about it and I was like, girl, I have seen that shade before. I know I've seen it before. So I started looking and I'm like, Wet n Wild Comfort Zone on the right side at the very bottom. That's the most used shade in that palette for me. And this one is very, very similar. So there's another one. And then there is one someone told me that was in the Manny and Makeup Geek collab. And then there was another one someone told me, but I can't remember right now what it is. But because I knew I had it in my collection and I knew I had used it. So if you're just looking for that shade dupe, because that is kind of one of the more, you know, what do you call it, more unusual shade, I guess. Yes, Mr. is here. Would you like to say hello? Come here. Well, come here. You probably hear him purring. Mister, give me a kiss. Okay. Okay, there's your Mr. Fix. Next up here we have the I Think I Love You palette. This palette is a perfect travel palette. I have brought this with me when I have gone like to my daughter's for the weekend or when I've taken off for a few days. You can see the dips that are in some of these shades. And it's a beautiful palette. If you like nudes and naturals and neutrals, this is perfect. And you have this one really pretty pop of gold here. And then if you want to get darker, you have these in this black. Does this have, this black is really black. It's a little bit crumbly, but it's very, very black. And this is just a perfect travel palette. So next up, Kathleenlights and the Dream Street palette. Love this one, love the colors, love these pops of blue that they put in here. And then that red is just gorgeous. This is a really good one now too to pop out for fall because the colors, like this red is just like beautiful. And that blue, it's just, I mean, all of these are just great palettes. If you have never tried ColourPop, what are you waiting for? Because their prices are amazing. Next up here we have the Honey. And this one, you guys have seen it, it's all yellow. The only problem with this is that this is your deepest shade in the palette. So you kind of, I don't like to put like black or anything on my outer corners. So I can make a complete look out of this. I can make multiple complete looks out of this palette. And it was the hot thing and, you know, 12 bucks. Awesome. Now they just came out with the Naked Honey palette and at first I was like, how boring, but now that I've seen people use it and I'll see someone and I'll be like, I wonder what they're wearing on their eyes, and I'll go scroll down and it'll be like Naked Honey and I'm like, man. So now I'm like, I want that palette. So that's where the Honey one falls. Next up we have the Orange You Glad palette, and I know a lot of people don't like the pressed glitters, but you know, don't use it. I even thought these are magnetic pans, so you could probably get the glitter out of there and put like a different shade that you do like if you have another single from another palette. I don't mind the pressed glitters because I found a really good glitter glue that keeps the glitter locked down tight. And I had filmed a video and I had used this palette and I used the glitter, and then I had a dentist appointment and I'm like, these girls probably think I am a fool coming up in the dentist office with a big orange eye look and orange glitter. But I had made a video, I had it on, I wasn't gonna change, and people will always be like, oh, I really like your makeup. So I'm like, oh, thank you. So, but it's strange because if you're not like into makeup, like most of us are into makeup, like when you're out, you don't really see people wearing like these bright colors. And I love bright colors, but sometimes people are like side-eyeing you like, wow, like crazy, but you love what you love, and I love color. I also love neutrals. This is the California Love palette. This one came out at a kind of a weird time, because when you look at this one made my 10 fall eyeshadow palette list that I just put up. I will link it in the corner over here if you missed it, but it came out as like a summer kind of release, and it's really like fall. I don't go by, oh, this is summer makeup, oh, this is, you know, winter makeup. I don't go by that thing, because if I want to wear it, I'm gonna wear it. So I bought it because I liked it, and I thought perfect travel palette, and this gives you a little more than the I Think I Love You palette. So I think, is this pressed glitter? Yeah, this one does have a pressed glitter in it as well, but it's so beautiful. And they do say on here, you know, not for immediate eye area. And so, you know, some people won't use it on their eyes, or you know, a lot of people just don't like it. It can be kind of messy, and, you know, but then I did see, now that I'm thinking about it, I saw Kathleenlights kind of put it in her hair. Let's try that out and see. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's a good way to use the glitter if you don't like it on your eyes, and that looks kind of cool. Yeah, so maybe we just found a use for pressed glitter that we didn't know. I mean, I saw it from Kathleen, so I didn't make that up by any stretch of the imagination, but I do kind of like that. So California Love, awesome palette. Next up is the You Had Me at Hello palette. And this is, oh my, this palette is a mess. You guys, when I first got this palette, I used the heck out of it. I mean, you can tell it is well loved. It's that mauve-y, kind of purpley. You can make like, you know, kind of a sultry look with the mauves, and it's just beautiful. Like I said, when I first got this, I used it so much. I think one of the shades broke on me, and that's why it's so messy, that I had to like press it back in, because I'm not hard on my makeup. I'm pretty good with my makeup. I don't make too much of a mess, but that one got messy. But that was, when I got it, like a favorite. So number 15, we're into the last 5, would be the the Yes Please palette. And this is my first ever ColourPop purchase that I had ever made. So I probably won't ever get rid of this. I love the colors in here. You can tell I've used it and loved it. And this was my first experience with ColourPop, and that was my downfall, because once I bought this one and then they started coming out with other ones, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. They're so cheap, like I have to buy them. And I love that you get the smaller pan sizes, because I don't need, you know, a huge, like the Juvia's Place palettes, I'm never gonna use that much shadow, ever. So I would prefer the price to be lower and get less product, because I'm sure most of us, if we are makeup enthusiasts, are not gonna go through, you know, a palette. So this, I think this pan size is perfect. So that's number 15. Might be surprised that number 14 is the It's My Pleasure palette. I do love this. You guys know purple is my favorite color, and I love this palette. It's beautiful. What can you say? It's really pretty and really easy to work with and beautiful. So, but somebody had to come in, you know, when I started really examining like what I was, you know, using the most, what I had used the most, that kind of thing. Number 3, that's number 4. Number 3, the newest one to my collection, the X's and O's. This is the Ulta exclusive, and I have just been loving these colors, the shades. They are so perfect and beautiful. And this red called, what's it called? Easy Go. And this does have some repeat shades in it, but I don't mind because I like the shades. But this palette, this red shimmer here looks so pretty all over the lid. And if you don't have an Ulta where you are, they did come out with another palette that's on their website, and that one is called whatever, and it's super similar to this palette. I saw Amanda from Makeup Just for Fun, she swatched them side by side, and if you have that, you don't need the other one, or vice versa. So at least if you were wanting that vibe, you could get that one on the Ulta website, on the ColourPop website, if you don't have an Ulta where you are. Number 2 on my list is the Sweet Talk palette. This is beautiful packaging. This is just a gorgeous palette. Everything about it's pretty. And this is the first one that they put a Super Shock shadow into. So this one reminds me of spring. It's just so like light and airy and beautiful. And I just like it. It does have 2 pressed glitters in it. If you're not a glitter fan, this is the Super Shock shadow. Can't read what the shade is, but there it is right there. But this is just a beautiful palette, and I did see this in Ulta the other day. So my Ulta got like a whole ColourPop section now, so I was really surprised. I was like, well, wow. So I did see this in Ulta. This was this a spring release, I think? And I also saw Amanda from Makeup Just for Fun swatch this against the new peach little 9-pan one. And if you have this one, you basically have the peach one, because they were all so similar. So I didn't bother ordering the peach one. Once I saw that, I just stuck with this one, and I love it. That's number 2. And my favorite ColourPop palette, you guys probably know what it is. If you watched my 10 fall palettes that I love, you probably know what it is. It is the Good Sport palette. Favorite ColourPop palette. Love this palette. This was last year's fall release. Now I know they have it on their website, or they did, and it got sold out just recently, I think, because people have started pulling it back out again, and people are like, oh, I want that. So it was available a few days ago when I looked, but it was sold out just when I looked the other day. This color here in the middle is just, these are just perfection. Like, this is the best palette they've done. I love this palette. And they had it in my Ulta. So if you were looking for it online and it was sold out, check your Ulta, because when I was there, they had it in store. And you may be able to find it in your stores in case you missed out on it, because it's a beautiful palette. Like, if you love these colors and everything, oh my gosh, this is like such a good palette. I'm gonna have to keep this one on my bathroom counter and use it, because I love it. It's the best. I love that it has your kind of grungy, you know, and then these golds, and it's just beautiful. So if you missed out on this and you see it, I would highly recommend. I would recommend any of these palettes. I wouldn't have them in my arsenal. If I didn't like them, I would have already gotten rid of them. And so all of these are good. It just comes down to personal preference, what your makeup style is, if you're a color lover, if you don't like glitter, if you like glitter, you know, if you just want neutrals, if you want neutrals with a pop of color. There's just so many variables. So if you just, you know, pick any one of these palettes, I highly recommend. These are just my thoughts and my personal opinion in my collection, how I would rank them as far as my love for them, I guess you could say. But this is number 1 for sure. So that is my ColourPop countdown ranking. I don't know if I counted right or not, but we'll see when I go back and edit. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new here, I hope you think about subscribing before you leave. And if you are old or new, make sure you click the notification bell to be notified of new videos. And if you're missing content from anyone that you know you're subscribed to, me, anyone else, and you haven't seen videos from them, you may want to check, because YouTube is unsubscribing people and subscribing people to channels that they did it to me with 2 channels that I never have been subscribed to, and all of a sudden they're in my subscription feed. And I'm like, I'm not subscribed to them. And I went to their page and I was subscribed. So I don't know if they're just trying to do some social experiment and they're forcing you and subscribing you to the big people, James Charles, Jaclyn Hill. Those are the two that I got subscribed to, and I was like, I know I'm not subscribed to either one of them. So check if you are missing videos from any of your favorite creators, because you may have been unsubscribed. So with that being said, I hope that you guys all have a beautiful day or night wherever you are, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.